Okay, I'm going to put things into perspective for you. Part of the reason why I have a superior political point of view is that all my life I was put in positions where people's ignorance, in a dramatic, time-sensitive situation, was dreadfully harmful to me and society. For example, let's take the handsome T.I. The fact that women are materialistic whores is harmful to the T.I. It becomes very apparent. Think about Myron May. One of the claims he made in his 3-part video series available on some channel, called Myron May's Last Words Part 1, and there's 3 parts, something like that. And he said that he'll never have a wife. He'll never have a wife and kids. Why is this? Because women are materialistic and shallow, and they will not, see that a TI most of the time is more spiritual than the rest of the country. Targeted individuals are the most spiritual of people. That's why they're targeted 9 times out of 10. Sometimes their spiritual journey leads them one way, sometimes it leads them to another way, but their spiritual view, their religious view comes into conflict with the New World Order. Occult views are the antithesis of rational views. When I looked up antithesis, like I look up many words to make sure that I have the nuances correct, I saw that just that occult views are the antithesis, and I'll put the screenshot in this video, of rational views. And that the antithesis of love is selfishness. Think about that. Right there, I didn't say this. Both these things are absolutely true, and they're absolutely in line with my sermons and what I teach. Okay? 2 things. One is that occult principles are the antithesis of rational principles. And 2, that love is the antithesis of selfishness. Remember my videos about selflessness versus selfishness, and how TIs tend to be selfless, and the people who are gang stalking them are selfish. One of them is a quality, a characteristic of the devil, selfishness. The devil said, me, me, me. The devil is the greatest liar of the all. He's the greatest homosexual, bisexual, feminist of them all. He's the greatest and most selfish person of them all. Well, not the great, the most selfish person of them all. He said, me, 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 and defied God in the most horrible way ever known. His lies were the most horrible lies ever known. His homosexuality and how it spread other homosexualities was the most perverse, the most sinful, sinister, insidious, devious homosexuality ever known. So, when a TI is targeted and he looks at who can he go to for help, he starts seeing how selfish people are. When he starts seeing, what women can I date, what women can I connect with and be intimate with to meet their intimacy needs, he starts seeing how materialistic and selfish and how horrible judgment that women have. Was it females who were shooting up the gang stalkers? Or was it Myron May and males who attack the gang stalkers? You see, men are the selfish ones. They have the good judgment. They put their life on the line. They sacrifice themselves far more than women. It doesn't come close. Men deserve to be in positions of control and power because of their judgment and their selflessness compared to women's selfishness and materialism. Come on, you know this. The proof is in the pudding. 70% of TIs are women, but did they do a fucking thing about it? Did they throw a grape at a gang stalker to stop it? No, they did not. We did. So when you're in a position where things are drastic and you're looking for help and you're desperate for help and you're looking for who you can trust, you can't trust women. When you're in a situation where it's time sensitive, you can't trust the judgment of women. When they have to make those time sensitive, highly pressured, highly stressful calls, do they make the right decision? No, they do not. They take on the characteristics of Satan. That is why during slavery in the Roman times, when you had the white slave, they wanted to put the women in charge of the slaves, as Alex Jones said. That's why during the slave era, they wanted to bring the women into the house, because the women are the materialistic sellouts and they're not going to harm you. They're the ones you can trust with your devious plan. That's why when they wanted to break down the family, they started with the women, because they're the most selfish of the two. Come on. You know the deeper implications of what they're doing and how they're doing it. You know the deeper implications of who sacrifices themselves and who doesn't. You know what this generally says. And when you make rules for society which deal with generalities, in general, if we make this rule, what is going to be the effects? The direct effects, the side effects, the adverse effects, etc. So when you make a rule in society that puts a sex that is generally selfish, that is generally wicked, that is generally unfair, in the same position for advancement in leadership, jobs, roles, and careers as men, what are the overall effects on society if not breaking it down? If you leave it up to women to determine what is fair, then you will have an unfair society that falls apart, that self-destructs. When you want to break down the family, do you turn to Jesus Christ or do you turn to Lilith? Think about it. Now, I'll make the argument that in the New World Order, you're better off having women in leadership positions. Why? Because they take on the characteristics of Satan far more than men. And I'll leave it there.